welcome back to another episode of Allowed to Ask. Mom, we haven't done this in quite a few weeks.
Yeah,
and
summertime.
I feel bad about it. Summertime is busy. Sorry, guys. It's just we're like living our lives and trying to get tan and beautiful. But we are sitting here today with the beautiful Talia Lichtstein.
Yeah.
Lichtstein, not Lichtstein.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for being here.
I'm already having so much fun.
No, I know. I feel
Great.
like we need like an extra 2 hours together.
I'm psyched. And you know, the most validating thing in the world to me is not just to have a friend, like a new friend, but to make friends with someone's mom. Like if their mom
Well, I
likes
hate to
me.
admit this, but like people usually like my mother more than me.
I have the same problem.
Same problem. That's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Good,
you and your
that's
mom
good.
have a good relationship.
Oh yeah, we do. But people think that she's like the coolest thing ever. And I'm like, oh, you don't know her as a mom. It's different. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And they say, how cool is it having a mom that you can kind of talk about these things with and do these things? And I'm like, yeah, it's so dope. But like, at the same time, she's my mom. Like
Yeah.
there has to be, what's our favorite word? Boundaries.
Boundaries.
She can't even say the word. Say boundaries.
Boundaries. But when we started this podcast, there were no boundaries. Now, all of a sudden,
Well,
we're not allowed to ask.
I wouldn't let my mom listen to my podcast. I
Really?
used to tell her, like, if you're gonna call, she would listen and like have a problem with something I said or like the way that I recounted a story, and she'd call me and it would turn into a fight. I'm like, how about you just don't listen?
Well, it's
She'd
funny because
finally-
my dad listens to it and he's always like, I love that episode, but like I don't need to hear about dad fucking some guy when she was younger and you giving blowjobs. And I'm like, sorry, it's like what the podcast
Not
is.
dad, mom.
Mom.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
sorry. Whoops, weird.
Oops, the
But
Freudian
my
slip.
brother, like, I don't even think he listens to it.
Yeah.
Let's back up a bit.
Okay.
Who are you? Where are you from? How old are you? What is your job? All those fun things.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm 25. I'm from Los Angeles,
Lovely.
California.
Doesn't
My
drive.
name's
We just got into
Talia.
that.
I don't drive, which is like my fun little fact. And I got started making TikToks in June after I graduated college. So 2021, summer 2021. And that's when they blew up rather quickly. And I'm very lucky, but also kind of embarrassed to say that it is my job. And I have never
No,
had
I
a real
mean-
Job. Like
Well,
that's
what
my
is
But that
job.
is a real job.
It
It is a real job. It is.
But you've been doing this full time since
Full
2021.
time since 2021.
Wow.
In different mediums though. Like at times I had a Snapchat show for like 2 years. and
Wow.
I did podcasts and stuff, but ultimately it all came back to the TikTok and the content creation being.
What did you want? And when you were in college, what did you think you were going to do after college?
I thought I was going to do exactly this.
Oh.
Except I didn't know that it like existed. Like I didn't think
Yeah.
I'd be like a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll do something where I'm like myself and like I'll just get to
You're
say
literally
my
just being yourself
opinions.
every single day. That's
what
so
I wanted.
sick.
It's all that I ever, it's like the luckiest thing in the world, but
Right.
it's what I wanted. But I had no idea how that would, I thought that I would like I always wanted to work for like a BuzzFeed or something.
Yeah.
And I figured maybe somebody will hire me for like, to be like a video creator for their company or to like.
Or like a Betches
Exactly.
vibe. Yeah.
And Betches was the first place I worked after college because
Oh.
they had seen me on TikTok and offered me the podcast. So that was the first actual
great.
Oh, it
office
was
I
through
ever
Betches. It's
in.
amazing. It's
But
amazing.
yeah, I mean, yeah, like that's what I wanted to do in it. I'm so lucky. But
I love that. I wanted to like dive right into this. So you talk a lot about self-awareness and you seem very self-aware of like who you are, what you want to do, and that's amazing. What would you say are your biggest pros and biggest cons about yourself?
Oh my God. Jesus. We're jumping right in.
Right in. We'll soften it up.
Yeah, let me get the gears spinning because I haven't been on a podcast in a while. I'm
No, you're good. You want to
nervous,
go a little
guys.
softer?
Well, no.
Well, I
Let's
wanted to
let's
back
get
to
heavy
the
hitting.
family too.
Then ask her about the family.
We'll get to that too. Wait,
Okay.
okay. So the question was
pros and cons about
pros
yourself.
and cons of myself.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the self-awareness, I always say I think that's my favorite quality in anyone,
Mhm.
but I'm glad that I have it. I think that's like the basis of all comedy or my type of comedy. I like self-deprecation about individual or the groups that the
Mhm.
individual belongs to. Like I love to joke about who I am and where I
Do
come
you do
from.
stand up?
No, I have tried. I wanted
Mhm.
to have it like in my arsenal.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I think I was like okay at it actually, but I didn't.
Probably
like
so
it.
hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
And it's the type of thing you have to like love so much that you're willing to fall on your face and stay out till 3 a.m. in like the middle of fucking nowhere in Brooklyn and like
Yeah.
beg for stage time. And it's already kind of an oversaturated
Yeah.
I don't think
profession.
you have to beg for stage time now. I'm
Well,
sure if you wanted to get on
That's
there.
true.
But there's sort of a grind culture. It's like you gotta, people in that community, they really care and they really love it and they want you have to earn your stripes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
And I kind of feel like I don't like it enough. to do that.
Then
maybe
why
I will
waste
one
your
day.
time?
Exactly. But
Unless
I
you
love
got
making the
presented an
videos.
opportunity that like just made sense, but like
Exactly.
the videos you do right now are so good and so
you.
funny and so relatable.
Yeah, I love the videos. I think the self-awareness is like the biggest pro and con. I'll let you know if I think of more.
Yeah, no, you're good. Good
Yeah.
answer. Good answer.
Yeah, that
And have
inspires
you always
everything.
loved comedy and entertainment? Or
Yes, always. I was like
so you were the funny friend?
Class clown.
I wanted to be the class clown. I wanted to be the funny friend. And I don't think, I always say like my friends are funnier than I am, but I'm more shameless than they are. Like
Okay.
they would never like make a TikTok account and like I said, you have to fall on your face a couple times. And
Right.
kind of- it's cringy until you find some success.
Right.
My friends are naturally quicker than I am. Like most of them,
I feel like you're the
really-
quickest ever. Like some of the shit
Thank
you say in your
you.
content, I'm like, how does that even come to your mind?
Well, the content is I film it a couple times. Sometimes it doesn't come to my mind right away. Like
I saw
have
your
to-
video about how one of your drafts posted by accident.
my nightmare, like capital N nightmare, okay? It was the worst thing ever, but I was like, I'm gonna give you guys some insight.
Yeah.
And my dad, like, my mom is always yelling at my dad because she's like, Talia's like, she edits. My mom really respects what I do.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
very
that.
lucky. But my dad will like say things about like, oh, Talia, you'd be like a great writer, editor, or whatever. And my mom's like, she does write. She
Yeah.
does edit. This
Yeah,
is what
you
she
are.
does.
She has your
She
back.
really, she
Has
has
your
my back.
back.
But she's
That's
like,
cute.
did you see that video where she posted a draft? You see how different it is? You see how much work goes into
Yeah.
it? Like she really
And I love it because you're
believes
truly
in it.
just like in bed, like talking,
I
eating, doing your
know.
thing, just being yourself. It's so amazing.
But I really do like I try and like I'll say something that I thought of,
Yeah.
but then I'll say it 10 more times to get the right inflection and whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know what I mean?
But I love it. It still seems
So-
so natural.
Well, thank you.
So your mind is probably always going. Like how
These
do you ever
days
find
I don't
your
know.
lines?
I think I've never been a chill person at all.
Ever.
And I've always been, as you said, into comedy and into, I think from a young age, it's like that meme, from a young age, I knew I was going to talk
Yeah.
so fucking
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I knew from a young age I had to like yap for a living. Like that was going to be my thing. I knew that I would do something.
That's why you need to get a podcast again.
I know.
We
Like,
love
literally-
that. The gift to gab. Like not
gift to
everybody
gab.
has
Gab,
that.
exactly. I
We
had
need
the gift
t-shirts
of
with
gab.
that.
What?
We need t-shirts with that
Yeah.
on it.
That's perfect. That's a great podcast idea. Somebody
Gift of
named
gab.
Gabby needs to make that. the
Yeah,
gift of gab.
shit.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
But yeah, my family always says that too. And
Are your parents like that?
my mom is.
Yeah.
They're both great and they're very outgoing, lovely people. But
Right.
my mom is like the entertainer. You know what
Got
I mean?
it. Yeah.
And she also had me. I wasn't allowed to watch animated movies as a child. I was, but like
Why?
we didn't watch like Disney princess movies. We didn't watch any of that. My mom had me watching like live action. I feel like I was like watching more adult stuff.
My mom brought me to Knocked Up when
Yeah.
I was as my first movie in the movie theater.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Knocked
Right. And you were little.
I was little.
Did you
I
understand it
I
at
was
all?
like, probably. It was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. What was I, like 12 maybe? Or like
No,
10?
but even
You said
before
your
that.
first movie at 12.
No, that maybe it was my first movie, but like she brought me to Knocked Up at a wildly inappropriate age,
Right.
and she was so embarrassed that she made me walk out a different exit because she was like, I was the only
Oh.
kid in there.
No, but I also used to because I really didn't go out a lot on Saturday nights
Right.
by choice, just because I wanted to be there for my kids. I had
Right.
fun hanging out with my kids, like,
Sure.
driving them around, but it wasn't that important. I could always
She
go
said
out.
she had fun, but she was bitching and complaining.
The
No,
whole
I
time.
don't think she complaining about not going out.
Not going
That was
out,
my
but the
choice.
driving.
But
Oh,
I used
the
to
driving.
to go to.
Yeah.
She was going to our movies when she was like
Or-
7.
Right. My
Because
mom was the same way.
I
She's like,
used
I
to-
want to watch what you're watching.
Yeah.
Right, like I used to put her like a row ahead of me. Used to go with little Jessie,
Yeah.
and then
Like
we'd
little
sit in the back
boyfriend.
so we didn't look like bad parents. But then they kind of got it a little, and
Right.
we had a
Yeah.
good night out.
I
Right.
still love the movie Knocked Up.
My mom wanted, she was like, her whole thing was when I was like an infant, they loved me, but my mom was like, I couldn't wait for you to have a personality so we could like chat. Whereas my dad was like really into like holding me and like
That's really
taking care of the logistics of having an infant. My mom was like, I want her to talk.
I wanna, like,
she's
her to be an
boring.
adult.
Come on.
And now you
So
never
now-
stopped.
Exactly. I never
Literally be
stopped.
careful
She
what you
regrets
wish
it.
for.
Exactly. But they had me watching like shows and movies that they wanted to watch. Because
Right.
like I was watching like The Nanny or George Lopez.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I grew out of like Disney pretty fast.
Right.
I don't think I
She
was a Disney
really-
child,
Yeah.
but there are Disney adults these days. Have you heard about those? Disney adults? Adults
I'm
who love
very
to go to
familiar.
Disney? Are you a Disney adult?
You know what?
You mean go to Disney, the theme park?
Yeah.
Well, I like that Bugs Life thing.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know the Bugs Life thing?
Of course.
She brought it to me. I am petrified of spiders. Petrified of bugs. Hate it. It's like the biggest thing about me, and I
Okay.
just need to get over it. I'm aware. She brought me to the Bugs Life, which is like the 4D where you feel the bugs on you during the show.
I remember that.
She brought me to it
It's the only thing I
4
liked.
times when I was a kid at Disneyland. I was petrified.
Why did you love it?
I think
I
that's the
just
reason
loved
I
it.
hate bugs.
I just
think
loved it. I don't know. I
She's
found
something in
it
her
so
eye.
funny. I just loved it. She was scared of character. She was a nightmare.
No, I was
So
a
kept
pussy.
bringing her
I was a
into
pussy. It didn't
Bugs
work.
Life.
You're good. How would you describe your content? 'Cause you say you talk a lot. You're just talking about random day-to-day things. So how would you describe the type of content you create?
I would describe it as inherently Jewish and complainy,
Mm-hmm.
self-aware,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I think it's I hope that I give girls who like walk around Nordstrom Rack as a hobby something to watch and they like get it. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking for girls who like I don't know, they have a lot of casual sex and they don't like to shower that much and like
After the casual sex.
girls who like they're like trying to learn how to have a routine like for their skin at 26.
So
Like
it's not, you're not channeling the aesthetic girlies.
I would love to, and I watch them constantly, but I
Yeah.
just don't have that. Like I
Yeah.
never had a sense of fashion. It took me a very long time to learn
You look
a
great
hygiene
now.
routine.
You
Well,
look
thank
amazing.
you. Hello, thank you.
Hygiene
Ozempic.
routine.
You'll be
Step one.
surprised how
Oh.
much you start liking clothes once you get on Ozempic. But I just like I want like young women to feel seen and to like the content and just
Yeah.
to feel that they can like laugh and I don't know, it's not so in your face like, yeah, woman power, let's be like men. Like my pet peeve is quote unquote feminist content that's like the girl's just acting like a guy.
Yeah.
I kind of like whatever guys, whatever. Like life isn't about that.
Yeah.
Like, we're
How
you
do
know what I mean?
But you talk a lot about like negativity. Like how do you
Oh yeah.
how do you, like your bio is
That was
what is
the
it again?
thing.
I'm blanking out.
Spread negativity.
Spread negativity. Like, do you receive a shit ton of backlash, or how do you really deal with that, or you just kind
Yeah.
of brush it off?
You know, I think I don't remember my life before this anymore. I mean, I do, but like,
That's a crazy statement.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, I've been doing this for like 4 years,
Yeah, true.
and you're not like built to talk to a million people or whatever, or
true.
to like read the opinions of hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
People on the internet can be cruel. Some people don't get it. Some
And they hide
people-
behind screens, and they
they
feel
hide
comfortable
behind
doing things
screens.
they probably wouldn't say to your face.
Exactly. And at the very beginning, the thing that I would attract was like, it became like a thing of what I thought was just like inherently complainy, Jewish type funny, haha,
Yeah.
we're gonna complain like Larry David type shit, became the spread negativity thing where people were
Mhm.
like found it very refreshing that I was they did this, not me, but they named it like, oh, it's an answer to toxic positivity. And I'm like, sure,
Yeah.
I'll take it. Like, yeah, fine. I'm
Sure.
doing that. I don't know. Fighting the good fight.
That's the name of your content.
Right, exactly. So I was like, okay, cool. And but that the people I would attract were like a lot of, I don't know, what I assume are like moms who are like, you really have a shitty attitude. Like
Yeah.
that didn't bother me as much. It's just like, oh, whatever.
Like
But
Karen.
now it's like people see like particularly a young woman who finds success doing their own thing and like being happy, and people like
Yeah.
get mad. Like they literally
Well,
just
maybe
like
it's
want
a
to
little
tell
bit
you.
of envy.
Sure. They want to like put you in your place.
Yeah.
They feel like a compulsion. And I don't really get it because I'm very fortunate. I've never had the feeling of like I see someone on my feed and I just have to tell them like, you look bad or whatever.
Well, I always
People
say it's
have
like
to
so
say it.
much easier to be nice than mean. You have to put an actual effort into being mean
I
to these
know.
people who
We
are
always
like,
say that.
yeah, these people who are like going out and saying nasty comments to you. They're thinking about it. They're like, should I post it? And they do it.
Well, you'd
So
be surprised how much, thought it takes and they don't come up with anything fucking funny.
Yeah,
Like I think if you're going to come at me,
make it
come
funny.
correct, as
Yeah.
people say. Like you need to make something creative. I don't want to hear
You're literally asking people to shit on you. Just be smart
Right.
about it.
Well,
Right
I always
back,
say like
not
you have
funny.
to be
Yeah, not funny.
you have to be fucking meaner than like my mirror.
Yeah.
Like what? You oh I'm chubby. You're kidding. Oh my god. Like what?
Right.
Come on. Oh, you have a zit right there. No,
you.
you got me.
Yeah.
Like what? No. Read me. Like you want to insult me? Like
Right.
tell me something good.
Yeah.
Say something fucking funny. The funniest comment I've ever gotten was that I look like
You remember
a
it,
fat
too.
Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's creative. Okay.
That's so
It was
mean.
so funny. It was funny. Or like somebody said I look like grown up Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
I was like, that's great.
Wait,
Oh,
that's cute.
that's
I think
really
that's
like
adorable.
that.
They meant it as an insult, but I was like,
No,
yeah.
that's cute. We
I
like
would be
that.
like, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Like a big thank you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite topic to talk about?
Oh my God. It's changed so I really feel like I'm Madonna with all my evolving. Like I'm like you have to like
Good.
change your career and always shapeshift.
It keeps
I,
you on your own toes.
I used to like love the complaining shtick, and then it kind of got old to me. I was like, okay, how much more can I just sit and come up
Yeah.
with lists? Then I love talking about dating, and I still do. I really like
We'll
to
get
chronicle,
into that.
Yeah.
like, okay. Well, I like to chronicle like a first date. Like
Mhm.
I love to talk about, once I started talking about that online, that attracted a whole new group of haters,
Yeah.
mostly like the incel side of TikTok. People
Yeah.
like really hate to see a young girl who's very just like
Out there.
having sex, dating, and,
Yeah.
and honest about it. And a lot of men.
Oh,
on the
let's
internet-
talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, these guys are like really brainwashed, these young men, I think.
It
That's
probably
something I
like
feel very
slightly offends them
passionately
too to
about.
see someone so open talking about their
It does
sex
offend
life.
them. And they really
We
feel
talk about
threatened
it
by it.
openly. That's what this whole
Right, but I'm
is.
saying there are losers behind a camera who
Yeah.
are like so like
Yes.
1980s where they're like women can't talk about that
Right.
shit.
And they're very emboldened by people like the
Right.
Andrew Tates of the world. And they really,
Mm.
it's becoming like a dangerous mindset. So they get a little scary. And then that became like my favorite thing to talk about. Was like,
Right.
oh, do you understand how much vitriol I've attracted just from being myself and being a girl on here and being
Yeah.
honest about that?
Do you get
Young-
dates from your TikToks?
Oh, sure. But like young men, like 13-year-old men are like really poisoned against honest
Oh, they probably don't
women
even know
right
what's
now.
going on.
They're
13-year-old
really,
men.
like, sick in the
13-year-old
head.
boys. 13-year-old men's an oxymoron.
They're really, really, yeah, exactly. They're really being that became like a thing I like to talk about was like the red pill movement, the incel movement online was like
so
very
let's get
frightening.
into dating more. I want
Oh,
to talk about
sure,
it.
sure.
What is your current relationship status?
I'm single.
Are we
recently kind of
happy
single.
with this status?
I'm trying to like being in relationships and I just can't do it. Like
Really?
all the few men I've dated have been wonderful. But whenever I wind up single, I'm like, a little piece of me is kind of like, I'm back to my natural state. Like this is who
do you
I'm
just
meant
think,
to be.
Do you think that's just because you haven't been with someone who is right for you?
Maybe.
And you're
I've
still
never
so
been
young.
like, yeah, exactly. I've never been truly unhappy in a relationship, but
Yeah.
I just really don't seek them out. I really like being single, and I feel that like when I'm dating a guy who wants to date me, he's
Mhm.
not like competing with other men. He's
Yeah.
competing with like
Yourself.
me. Like,
yeah. That's such
are
a
you better than me
refreshing-
being alone? And there's so few things better to me than being by myself.
That's such a refreshing take though, especially because like also with like biological clock and like women hitting 30, it's always like you should be, getting married or have a boyfriend and all these things. So just like hear someone say like that is so set aside for you and you're so genuinely happy with like yourself. Like you're dating yourself, especially
Yeah.
with like work and seeing different guys. Like you're just exploring different facets of your life. And I think
Right.
that's so comforting to hear, honestly.
Well, it's a luxury to be able to say it because I totally understand. I never saw myself having children. That was something like very big for me, and it never changed at any point in my life. Did I think I'm going to have them? I'm not
She
going to
didn't
say
want
never, say
children.
never.
No, it's not that I didn't want children. Just wasn't I didn't have that feeling
You
like
didn't have
some
the
women
feeling,
have.
right?
I guess
But
I don't
that
have
might
like
have the
change
feeling.
one
It
day.
may change, but the point being, I know myself very well. I think when you reach 25 and you still aren't like yearning for it in any part of your brain,
yeah.
I'll be okay if that doesn't happen. So I'm not dating with the intent of like, I need to find someone by like 35 that I'm ready
Right.
to.
True.
You just
But
want-
I see that a lot of girls do have that. Like they want kids, they want a family, they do have that.
Do you want to
time.
get married?
Here's what I think is going to happen.
Okay,
Here's what I
let's-
always see
if you
happening.
meet the right person, things would change.
Sure. But I just
She's like, I don't even know
myself.
about that.
I know myself, and I really think that I will meet the right person late in life. I might maybe I'll have a relationship or a marriage that lasts a couple of years, but
Okay.
it's not going to be like I get married at 30 and I'm with that person forever.
Right.
It's going to
It's
be
crazy that
like,
people are wired so differently.
Right.
did you feel that you're going to be, You're gonna
It's
be
actually funny.
100%.
I thought I was gonna be like engaged by like 26. I'm
Okay.
27 right now.
right? I thought I would be married to Little Dicky by 24.
Okay, well that's
something I told
very
myself.
specific.
I really was like telling my friends, like, Little Dicky and I will meet when I'm 24 and we'll be
Do you know what Little
engaged by
Dicky
the end of
is?
No.
It's like
You'll show her later.
yeah,
She should. Anyway,
Okay.
it's a very niche,
very
thing to
niche
say.
celebrity
Okay.
crush.
Yeah,
But also,
yeah.
I was just with my nephew this weekend and he just had twins. And he's like, aren't you dying to be a grandma? I was like, no.
No, but when
But
it
you
does
also
happen,
weren't
you'll
dying
be
to be a
thrilled.
mom.
Right.
You
That's what I'm saying.
weren't.
Like I thought other
Exactly.
people's kids were cute, but
Right.
I wasn't ready until I was ready.
Until you were ready. You're not living your life in accordance with
No,
that. But I don't blame anybody who is. If somebody
Right.
says, like, I'm looking for a person because I'm trying to have kids by 32, I'm like, good for
So
you for
it's
knowing
funny
that.
because like I said, but this was when I was in college. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna like have a boyfriend for a long time, like be engaged 25, married 26, like whatever it may be, kids by 30.
Sure.
And now that I'm 27, I'm like, and like I have my own business now. I'm like, I know I want
Right.
kids. I definitely want kids, but I'm like, I would not want them right now.
What are you, a fucking child
Yeah,
bride?
and that's
Like,
just
you can't
like
do
not
that.
like I'm still a child. Like I'm still
Right.
figuring out my life. So it's just like so crazy when I was like 16, I was like, oh yeah, 26, 27, that's so
Mhm.
far away. I'm gonna like be married by then. Like that's crazy
Crazy.
that I'm like here. I'm actually past the age that I thought it would happen.
Right.
So
But some people put so much pressure on themselves.
Yeah.
Like when it's right, it
No,
happens.
I think it's going to happen. I will meet. I'm not opposed to the idea of like a life partner. I think it would be wonderful. I'm not really looking, but if I do find that person, I think it'll happen when I'm like in my late 30s or 40s. And I think that person will be older than me and maybe have had a family already.
well,
I see myself being a stepmom.
oh, like
to,
a hot
teenager
stepmom.
kids. Not even a hot stepmom. Like I don't
I
wanna
mean,
be
look
with
at you,
somebody
girl. You look
30 years
amazing.
older
You're gonna
than
be a
me.
hot
Well,
stepmom.
if we keep on the fucking Ozempic, we'll see what happens.
Team
Trust me.
Ozempic.
But wait, you're
but
so thin.
because of the Ozempic, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I'm
but I
we need to see a before photo.
But I
I'm
did a
very
little
happy
deep
right now for the
dive.
first time.
on you. You never looked heavy in any of your posts or anything.
Thank you. I'm very good at hiding. I used to shoot from here up, and I would like really.
Social media is
You
fake.
just get really good at hiding if you don't like your body. And now I'm kind of a little happier. But I've never been.
No, you look good.
Yeah, I lost like 35 pounds.
No way.
That's
Mhm.
insane.
Yeah. I'm
This is
really-
now sponsored by Ozempic.
Yeah,
Really?
it's great.
Shoot
It's good
me up.
stuff.
Yeah,
But,
we have your next contestant.
It's
To my
life
left.
changing. It's great.
That is crazy.
But yeah, so I think I'll be like I think I'll marry. I've always thought I'll marry someone if I do get married, like 10 to 15 years older than me. But I think they'll be
Mhm.
like 45 and I'll be 30 or something.
Right.
Okay.
And like
What do
I
you
will
like?
like.
How do you
far off,
you know?
handle? How do you handle dating then? Because like at your age now, which is, I made you sound so old right there, but like at 25, like people are probably starting to date seriously,
Right.
including men, which is
Right.
like probably crazy to say because men are immature.
I'm
But like,
what are you doing? I don't get why they're trying to find people. So
but but
they can date.
how do
tomorrow.
you handle that? Like if you're on apps, like what, or you're meeting someone or someone slides into your TikTok DMs, like do you tell them like off the bat, like I don't want anything long term, or you kind of go with the flow?
No, I'm still open. I think it's fun. I think dating is like a fun way to. I mean, I originally used it as a way to like get to know New York when I was new here. I was like, this is a
Interesting.
great way, a vessel to like, I don't know, explore myself and explore where I am. I think
Yeah.
it's fun. I like boys and I like dating. I like getting ready for a date. I like sex. Like I like to have fun with that. And if I meet someone wonderful, like I was just in a relationship for like 6-7 months. It was great. I didn't think he was the one. We wanted very different things.
Oh
But
my
it was a
you're
lovely
so
6 months.
chill. Like I would be bawling my balls off.
You think? Well, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't like the one, so it didn't hit me.
Was he
so
sad
deeply.
though? Like
Sure, we were both sad. Like nobody likes when a good relationship ends. But
Yeah.
it's like we
Were
wanted
you
different
allowed
things.
to talk about him, or was he off limits?
Like what on like the podcast
Yeah.
and stuff? I mean, to a certain degree. Like I shouldn't talk about like with anybody. I try not to talk about like sex or personal
Right,
life
yeah,
or whatever if
yes.
I'm with them because like people can know who they are.
Right.
But my rule is if you're going out with me and you know what I do and you
Mm.
have to like the only people who are going to know that I'm talking about you, I'm never going to reveal your name,
Ever,
your face, anything. The only people who will know that I'm referring to you is if you tell them.
Yeah.
So if you get mad that I said like, oh yeah, I slept with this guy last night on the first date, you say, oh, my friends know that it's about me. I'm like, I didn't
It's
tell your
'cause
fucking
you-
friends.
yeah.
You told your friends you went out with the TikToker and you told them to go look at my account.
Love that.
So,
That's
like-
good.
I was gonna ask you, like,
That's so
how you're
good.
very forward facing. You document first dates, which I want to get into. Like, are there ever times when a guy is on a date and they're like, please just like don't make a video about me or don't show me?
Yes. Well, of course, they always say, don't show me. I'm like, who do you think you are?
Or, yeah. Well, not even
Showing
show.
you.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to show you either.
Usually
get
it's the
out-
other
get
way
over
around.
yourself.
Usually they're like, oh, will you put me in it? I'm like, no, because you're going to fucking regret it. When you fuck up, then
Yeah.
everyone's going to know it's you. And they think it's so cool. They have so much respect for it at first. And then as soon as I tell the audience like, oh yeah, he wound up being kind of an asshole. They're like, how dare you talk about this, your stupid career, it's not even a job. And I'm like, oh, so
And they
now you don't
backlash
like
on
it.
you.
They
Yeah.
totally do a 180.
Well, it's funny because this podcast originally started about me talking about my dating life. We ended
Okay.
up like not even showing the first episode, but it was like because I just like watched it so many times I started to hate it.
Yeah,
but
But it's also the first time. I never
Also the
even watched a podcast before.
I literally was like, buckle up, we're starting a podcast. I threw her in this exact studio and we were just talking. And I think it was good. But the point I'm saying is the podcast started is because it was about dating and we were talking about my dating life. But then once we got into like real topics and had guests, like I was like, okay, honestly, I want to keep that part of my life private because I feel like I tell my friends everything. I tell my family everything. And now I have a podcast. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep my actual dating life now very private unless it's relevant to what we're talking about.
right.
Well, one
And also
day
I
you might
bought
have to
into-
share a little because I'm sure people are wondering what's going on in your world.
It's a very good question, Mom. But lost my train of thought now,
Mhm.
bitch.
Oh, you
Um,
remind me of my mom. You guys are similar. You'd be friends.
Are your parents still in LA?
Yeah.
Okay,
But just the way that
you guys could like be
maybe
friends
you
and
should
play
do that.
canasta, but
Right.
No, I-
I'm sorry.
no, I lost my train of thought. But
Are
you're
you-
all good,
No, you were saying how when we started this, like it was allowed to ask. Now,
right? And I've also when we first started, I was going on dates, and guys would say like, "Don't put me on your podcast,"
Right.
And I'm like, I won't. Like, and I had to respect that, but
Right.
like. I would never ever say. I barely even say friends' names on here unless like
Right.
I know they're cool with it. Like I
Right.
try to keep the privacy safe. So like you probably experience that all the time because this is your job.
And I've learned the hard way. Like I've hurt some feelings, and
Yeah.
I know that I am naturally a little more honest than most people are,
Yeah.
including a lot of my close friends. Like as I said, I'm shameless, and a
Yeah.
lot of them are hysterical, but they don't want to put their lives online, and that's
Right.
why they're not fucking influencers.
Yeah.
Like they chose not to. Just because I did does not mean they did.
Right.
And like I shouldn't be able to share their intimate stories or whatever, even if I don't
Agree.
say their name. That was like a lesson that I had to learn. I think I've not lost friendships over it, but I've certainly started fights over it of like I just shared too much or I
Yeah.
showed you in a video you didn't want to be in or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's just
Like,
something like
growing pains.
yeah,
Yeah.
you fuck up, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, but
You fuck up at work all the time.
you learn.
I wanna
Yep,
ask- So,
yep.
what does your day look like since this is your full time?
It's
Job,
it's my
like-
full-time job. Okay, so
How
I needed
fun.
well, you think it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
And I'm a
true.
person who's not I already am not very good at regimenting myself. I told you about routines and stuff. I didn't
You just learned how to
learn
shower.
How to do this shit. I didn't learn how to do this shit until
Danny
I was
could give you
23.
the skincare routine because
Oh
you said
my
you don't
God.
It
have
took
one.
forever.
I got
to
you.
figure
I
it
got
out.
you. Skincare, shower routine. Although I wash my hair only twice a week, so like
That's probably why it's so nice.
Yeah, oh.
See, I haven't done the whole like I haven't started doing the whole thing where you train your hair to like not be oily. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever. I need to
Train
get
it?
into that. That's for 27.
yeah, that's 27. Yeah.
Have time.
So I don't naturally have any kind of routine, and I've always known that I can't have a job like a 9 to 5 or something because I just hate that.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
not good at providing it for myself. So I got a cat, and the cat, I'm telling you, the cat changed my life. Okay. I could sleep in unless I have a
But
stand.
you don't need to walk a
Need a-
cat.
Of course I don't. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. So I don't.
Pussy's got
Of course, there are things that come up like this. Usually, I have something at least once a day where there's some sort of meeting,
Yeah.
whether it be a Zoom or a podcast recording,
Yeah.
or a meeting with a manager or whatever. I always have something that I have to do, but I could usually sleep until whatever hour. Like this was my only thing I had to leave the apartment for today. I could have slept till
And it's
fucking 3.
4:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is a problem because I don't wake myself up. So I
Right.
got a cat to wake
Okay.
me up.
Okay.
Cat wakes me up at 8 a.m. on the dot.
She's hungry. Well, he's hungry.
He's hungry, and I feed him, and then that's how
But what if your cat wasn't that type of cat? What if your cat just
I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
but
like-
you need to, like, because your mind is always going.
I
like, you
needed
need
something else
sleep,
to
but
focus on.
No, but you also need to sleep.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
that's the only time your mind is quiet.
especially for you.
Well, that's for me. I love sleep.
Oh,
I sleep every day till 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm an
Most people
insomniac.
can't.
Guys,
a
what?
really
I'm
hard
up at
time
like
sleeping.
7.
Oh my god, I could never.
No, I know.
9 is very early for
And
me.
she goes to the gym. I mean, that sounds like
Right.
torture to me.
No, that's not my thing. But so I wake up around 8 or 9. I try to, and that's when the first thing I do is obviously I roll over. I check if I've been like canceled or whatever. Like I check my life. I check my email. Do whatever I need to do in that regard, and then I always get out and walk. That's like most of my
I need
day.
to put, and yeah, I need to, but I've been bad about it. I gotta get back.
I'm gonna need like a knee or hip replacement by like 35. I walk
Wait,
so
Maybe
much.
it's not the Ozempic and it's all the 10K steps you're doing.
I was walking before.
Did you
also.
always walk?
I've always been a
Always?
walker, and I get things done while I walk. That's where I think of the ideas. That's where I have I take a lot of meetings as much as I can. I'll ask people to do phone call meetings so I can walk. It's just how I think. Like I need to
Yeah.
be out. So I'm often like, you'll
On the
see
go.
me just walking around the East Village in laps like for 3 hours a day. That's when I'm
Wow.
like getting shit done. I'll have whatever meetings I have or whatever. And it just changes day to day. Last week I shot a short film and that took up 3 days of my life and that was like 12-hour
Wait,
days. So
so chill.
things
I
like
love that.
change, you know? But
I want to go
there's
back
no routine.
to your dating life.
Okay.
What is your? So you're single right now, recently broken up.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
You seem
It was
okay?
in like May.
Oh, you're chill.
Yeah. great.
What is your ideal first date? And are
Okay.
you sleeping with them?
Yeah, like I don't. Here's the thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
I used to say like, no, I don't have sex, or I do have sex on the first date because like, yeah, liberated woman, like whatever. But then I realized that's like that's big male. That's patriarchy.
Yeah.
That's what I call big male trying to convince the world like, oh, to be an empowered woman, you should fuck us really early.
Yeah.
Like, wait, this seems like it benefits you and not me.
Yeah.
I started to kind of realize like I want to make them wait. I'm a naturally horny person, so it's hard for me. But I'm like, they should have to prove themselves to me. Like I
I like
should
that. You're
feel-
not just sleeping with them because, like, you're not waiting just because you
Right.
feel like you have to wait.
right. No,
you're
I'm waiting
waiting
because I
because
need
you're
them
like-
to actually prove
Right.
it. Like
Right.
I've listened to some podcasts or whatever and gotten advice from people who say, oh, I don't have sex on the first date because they like a chase. That might be true, but like I'm
Who
not
the
having
fuck
sex on the
likes to
first
chase?
date.
I'm sorry.
Men like a chase.
I hate.
They're hunters. We're the
Yeah,
gatherers.
that's
That's
what
true.
I'd say. They're
But-
hunters.
But I don't think I've ever, maybe that's why things haven't worked out, but I've never given anyone a chase. Like when I like someone, it is
Yeah, I'm very
so obvious.
No.
Like playing it
Problem.
cool is
Well, you
not.
love hard.
What do you mean?
Like-
love heart. I don't know what. I don't know what I
You're
just
so
said.
You love
No,
hard.
you know I do. That's so cute, mom.
You do that.
Right. I don't know how to play it cool. Like that's not in my dictionary.
I am very like direct.
You're
Like,
right.
if I like someone, I have to.
No, I'm
fuck
like I like you. I want to be with you. Like
Yeah.
why aren't we doing this?
yes,
Yeah.
no, I'm the same way.
Okay.
But I
But
don't
there's someone
not
that
have
will
sex.
appreciate it.
Right,
And
exactly.
if they're
There's
just a little
someone out
boy,
there.
they're not going to appreciate it.
Exactly.
And bye.
I always say like if they really like you, they know boys are so transparent and simple in my opinion.
Correct.
And like
Say that.
if they like you early
You'll
on, there's
know.
nothing that you're gonna do that's gonna make them not really like you.
It's
Like,
so true.
you fuck them, they're still gonna want to see you again.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not about creating the chase. It's like I need to make sure that I can trust you because guys are gross. Like I
Guys
don't know
are
if I want to
gross.
sleep with you. But my ideal first date would be,
Okay, I forgot that's even my question.
oh yeah, no, I always my train of thought is
Yeah, no, but same. But you brought me back.
my ideal first date, I don't do anything like physical. Some people like these run clubs or like they go on a hike. What is wrong with you?
Well, yeah, we saw that there was a dating app around.
I just saw a pickleball one this morning.
Ugh,
Yeah,
who wants
But
to
is
meet
that
when
like-
you're sweaty and out of breath?
I've actually one time I did a run club once, but it wasn't like a dating thing.
Okay.
That's just a side note. One time I did it. In a Barry's class, I got asked on a date,
Wow, that's very flattering.
and then I went on a Barry's date with
Mhm.
them
okay.
and got coffee after. Not it. Like
Really?
you don't need to be running next to a guy you're getting coffee with after.
No,
Yeah.
that would be.
And then I was like red as a tomato, sipping a coffee. I don't even drink coffee.
what a nightmare.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I
we
don't
didn't
do
talk
that.
about it. I
But
think
I
he was gay,
also-
but that's a side note.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. On the
Years
opposite
ago,
end
like I
of
don't
that,
think I told. It was like years ago. This was like 5 years ago. I never went on a
But you
workout.
were so good at Barry's, so you must have been, you kept up in the class.
No, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. I don't. Yeah, I kept up. That wasn't the worry. It
yeah.
was just like he might like men. That was
Yeah,
the worry.
What else I don't like is movies. I don't do movies for first date.
Oh, I did a movie second date,
Really?
and it was the movie shit. What was that movie? The very recent one in like Italy, with Barry. Come on.
Oh, Kyogen?
Yeah,
Saltburn?
Saltburn.
Okay.
Weird movie to see on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the movie Bones and All on a date once. Have you seen that?
No.
It's about cannibalism.
No.
They eat people.
You can't even talk in. That's like a
You
silly
can't-
date.
no, we were What's the point?
awkwardly giggling. It was
What's the
weird.
point? No, I keep it simple. Let's just go to dinner, go to drinks.
Yeah.
That I don't need like a whole Something that also creeps me out is when the guy's like puts in so much effort. He's like, I made us a picnic and I booked us this and that. And it's like,
Oh, we're
okay,
so different.
relax.
I would eat that shit up.
That kind of creeps me out. I'm like, let's wait. You don't even know me. Like, let's get a drink. And then second date, we really liked each other. Then we can have a
That we
little
can do it.
activity.
I respect
They
that.
could break out the brie.
Break out the
The
brie. What do you
know,
mean?
like a picnic.
Oh yeah, like a big
Break
brie.
out the
Yeah.
brie, baby. That's another thing for your t-shirts.
How do you think social media has really impacted modern dating today? Since everyone's just sliding in DMs and looking at couples and
Yeah.
engagements and all those fun things.
I think it's worse. It's had a worse impact on men than it has for women, like in terms of their mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I think that men already by nature tend to be more like ego driven and always trying to prove to themselves or to their friends what they can, like girls are like an accessory to like make them look better sometimes.
Interesting.
And like I think that with all these options and like with the ability to just log on and see hundreds of different women within an hour,
Yeah.
it's really hard for men to like focus on one
Probably.
person. So I think it's become really hard on like, it's just not good for their already existing ego problem, I think. Like I think it's made dating a lot harder because there's
Yeah.
so many options and you can just log on and see everybody.
What about for girls though?
You know, I think it might be a little easier to like, we've got all these pages now that I think are brilliant of like, are we dating the same guy? Or
Yeah.
I think I feel a lot safer knowing that I can screen somebody before I go on a date with them.
Have you heard of there's like Facebook groups or something, or not even Facebook, just groups where like it's literally called like, are we dating the same guy? And they post a picture and like all these girls are like, avoid, like stay away from him. Like,
Right.
it's crazy what you can find out by the guy you're seeing.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that's crazy. Just like you when you
Yeah, but it's
went on dates, so you never wanted to know anything about them.
Yeah, but that was also during a stage when I don't really have an explanation for that, but like I would never post in that group, nor have I ever looked in that group. It's more
Right.
just like if for some reason like someone else looked at it and saw the guy that I was seeing was in there, like I would definitely like it would spark some alerts in my head.
Yeah.
Right.
We
But I
might need to look though. I just want to see who's in there.
Well, it's funny
I
because
love
my
to
friends,
lurk.
my friend
I
sent
wanna
me
look. You've
this like
dated
guy
with some
who
creeps.
have I?
Well, just not like red flags.
Yeah, I mean no, but they're not posting like little red flags now. They're posting like guys who have
They're
done like
posting like this guy punches the wall when you get him upset.
and like he hit a waiter.
He's
like, things
married.
Like
Yeah,
that.
that's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
like 2 children that he has.
Yes.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
That shit.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. I would hope you wouldn't.
Yes.
No.
But that's so sad
yeah.
that you would have to look in a
beyond.
group.
I know.
Like,
I know.
ew.
Yeah,
I would
it was
hope
right.
It's not even in your wheelhouse of people That's icky.
Right. I also think just going back to the question, like for girls too, when it comes to like how social media changes dating, is like the same thing with like there's so many girls out there for guys. There's so much for girls to see on social media. It's like
Mhm.
looking at these happy couples and, girls obviously post, I would like to think, way more than men when it comes to being in a relationship. So it kind of like shapes this like, okay, right, you're getting to that certain age. Like you should be in a relationship like this and you should have this and have that. So it's like, in my eyes, it's just kind of made things way more chaotic versus like dating back in your day when you had no idea who the guy was. You don't know if your friend dated him. You don't know anything about him.
Right.
It made it more
I
casual.
feel like it was
Right.
easier.
Yeah.
I think it must have been a lot easier. And I like the idea that you were set up either you met naturally or you were set up by like a mutual friend. So
Right.
that's your natural screening process.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm going and meeting some random guy from Hinge on
Yeah.
the internet that I don't know anything about. The best I can do is search him up on Facebook.
Mhm.
But like it would be nice if, I don't know, somebody said, I really know you very well. I know what you're interested in. Let me set you up with somebody.
We
I
always
miss
talk
setup
about that.
culture.
Yeah.
I don't know why people or your generation
I
don't. Like even guys that you dated that were good guys. It wasn't your person. Like
Yeah, I
guess
agree.
I wish
think
there wasn't a stigma where you could,
Right.
could say to them like, I think you're a great guy. You're not my guy, but I think my friend's ex would like you.
Right.
that I don't think is a thing, but I do think that
could be.
that setup culture is like still a thing. Like I definitely do think that if there's a guy, like you shouldn't just like set up 2 straight people or 2 gay people just because they're straight or gay.
Right.
Like you have to actually find that they would do well
Common
together.
interest.
But I don't ever really hear the like, oh, I went out with someone, I didn't vibe with them, let me set them up with someone else.
Right.
Because I guess when I'm thinking about my friends too, like if I didn't really like them, like it doesn't mean my friend won't like them, but I know 2 of my friends did that and they both just didn't like him.
Right.
Like it just, I don't know, I feel like we have similar interests, but we should have done that more, honestly. Like, do your friends do that? Are your friends single?
My friends are mostly single. And yeah, I mean, they sometimes, I don't know. They do the setup thing. They do, but it's often
Yeah.
like, oh, my boyfriend's friends. I want us to all be able to hang out together. So date one of my boyfriend's friends. And I'm like, I don't like your boyfriend or his fucking friend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, and also a lot
Yeah.
of my friends, it's like a Jewish thing too. Like
Yeah.
a lot of my friends are Jewish. So it's like everyone's looking for like a Jewish girlfriend. Like everyone's looking
Yeah.
for their wife, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm, you know me, I'm like, I don't think that's what I'm looking for. So
What do your parents think about kind of how you view relationships?
I think they think it's better than, I guess, whatever the alternative would be. Like somebody who's really looking for, you know, like things don't usually go as you plan them. But
Yeah,
like,
that's
Right.
true.
like they think that my openness about it and just like I can go either way. They like that. But they do have this, they're annoyed at me not wanting to be a mom, like knowing, like I believe that I won't be.
Yeah.
And they're like, they want me to be like a young mom so that they can have
They need to get that
they
out
want
of their head.
grandchildren.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first of all, they had me at 40. And that was
Oh,
their
they
choice.
did.
And they only had one child.
Oh,
I
I
think-
wanted to know. I wanted
There
to
you
know
go.
if you had siblings.
One child at 40 years old. I'm like, that's on you.
Right.
The fact that you only have one shot at grandchildren and you're going to be old grandparents,
That's on
that
you.
is on you.
Yeah.
The only way that I could please you would be if I had kids very young, which you didn't, and you understand why you didn't
Right.
want to.
Did
And
your parents meet later in life, or they just had kids later on in life?
no, they met into like their mid 30s,
Yeah.
late 30s.
Yeah.
But my mom was married once before for like less than a year when she was
Crazy.
like in her 20s. So I think that because she'd lived in Florida and everyone around her was doing that.
Right,
Like all
right.
her friends were married. So she was like, okay, I'll do it. And she was like, this isn't for me. This isn't my life.
That's
so I think that she
crazy.
ran to the West Coast and was like having fun. And then she was like,
Exactly.
okay, I want a kid and
Right.
whatever. And she met my dad and it was great.
Right.
Mm.
But they
have
were
a
on the older
grandcat.
side. Yeah,
The
they have
grand-
the cat.
Hello.
They're grandparents already. I don't know what the problem is,
Yeah.
but they're like, you really don't want to have
They
babies.
need to back off. Grandcat.
I'm like,
What's your
hello.
kitty's name?
Stephen Colbert. I love him so much. I really
It's really
do.
cute.
I
You had a
love-
cat when you were younger, right?
Yeah, Fluffy.
Oh, I'm
Fluffy.
You put no thought into that name.
No, I think my mother killed her.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Jesus.
All of a sudden,
Christ.
Fluffy never came home again.
Yeah, Fluffy is fucked.
Yeah.
What would you say was your worst dating experience?
Oh my God.
First one that came into your head, because I know one just probably popped in there.
Yeah, one just popped in. Okay. I'm sure there have been worse, but the worst one recently, I want to say this was like less than a year ago, maybe last summer. I met this guy on Hinge and I could already kind of tell he was like, he came on strong. He was like he was like hoping for sex, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of bored, honestly. He's cute. Like, I'm just like gonna go on the date. But something I really can't deal with is when they're so obvious about it and they inconvenience me in the process. Like,
I've had
if
that.
you have to pick one. You're either going to be like overtly horny or you're going to inconvenience me. You
Yeah.
can't do both. He's like, let's meet at this place right around the corner from my apartment. I'm like,
oh,
shut
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
yeah.
That's fucked up.
Do it, Mom.
I
Red
went
flag.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Waving the flag. I'm like, ugh, whatever. But again, I was like bored. And I think I had like just got my hair done or something. I was like, I need to like meet somebody tonight. So
Yeah.
I like went out. But
Isn't it funny every time someone gets their hair done, it's like, I have to like do
I
something.
have to do something.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I look good. So I went out and I remember being so turned off by that. I didn't even know why I was there. And after you've decided
You
in
think
your
he
head,
was cute?
nah, in
Yeah.
person, not so much.
Yeah.
But after you've decided in your head that you aren't going to like somebody, it's so hard to get back. Like,
So
right,
hard.
like, ugh.
How long does that usually happen for you, like within a date? Like, I feel like I like know very quickly if I am having fun or not. Or
Yes,
if I
well, I
wanna
think the way
continue
that
this.
like guys know very quickly if they like the girl, is
Yeah.
the same way I know very quickly. Like I
Right.
can't go back if I don't like.
I
the
agree.
guy. You can't get
So
me back.
So you were
agree.
thinking of your escape plan?
I was the entire time just like, how the fuck am I gonna get out of here? Like
And
it
he's
was
like,
just
Yeah.
well, I live around the corner.
I know. That's the thing. I'm like, oh, I should really get home. And he's like, okay, just wait at my place for your Uber. I'm like, just
Oh
it's
my
so
God.
obvious and so
Yeah.
gross to me. But I'm trying to think of something better.
Like anything like weird or gross happen on a date?
I-
I like haven't had like I know people like, who have stories like that. Like I've never had like a date where I was like I've had bad dates, but
Yeah.
I've never had a date where it's just like something crazy happened where it's like a funny story I need to tell down the line. How is it documenting?
I wish
your
I had.
dates?
I mean,
Jordan
a lot
had
of the
one
ones
as
that I
well.
have talked about have like wound up online, so they're not new stories.
Yeah.
Like the ones where when I think bad date, I just think of guys who are like, they don't ask a fucking question. And
Yeah.
then, but the thing is, I've met guys they DM me on Instagram and say, your videos, like, I just feel like we'd get along so well. And I'm like, I believe you. If
Yeah.
you watch my videos and you're a man and you are
Also,
not.
there are men that's comfortable with what you do.
Exactly.
Like,
if you
I feel like there's
think it's
probably
cool,
yeah.
if you're attracted to this, I think that's a good sign.
I agree.
So I typically, if they're cute, I will give them a date.
yeah.
But then they'll be like, they just don't get it like in the way that I thought that they would. Like you
Well,
would
some
think
guys
that
are
somebody,
way more comfortable behind their phones. Like I've been on dates with guys where they're blowing up my shit.
right.
And I don't mind to text, but like excessively. And then I get to the date and it's like I'm talking to a wall,
Right.
like a sheet of cardboard.
No.
So it's they hide behind the phone. So they probably feel all like cool and confident to slide into your DMs.
Right.
And then you're all about it. But then when it comes to the person,
Then they're like not asking me anything. I'm like,
Right.
I thought you loved the whole feminist queen vibe. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, strong woman. And now I'm on this date and I'm like, what? This
Yeah.
is so boring.
yeah.
So that's like the bad dates that I can think of. I'll
But,
let you know
yeah,
though.
no,
I
it's
haven't
okay.
I've gotten diarrhea on a date.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
It was
shitty.
bad. Literally. No, I shit in my pants.
In your pants? What did you
Mhm.
shart?
I sharted. I thought it was a fart.
Yeah.
Did
was
the guy
bad.
know?
You know, I told him.
Wait,
over
that's
text.
a bad date story right there. You shit
It was
your
bad.
pants.
It was bad. He didn't know. But then later, you know me. I'm honest. I was like, I have to tell you. We had like a fun date, and we
You
were
told him
texting,
you shit your pants?
and I was like, I have to tell you. I've been having a bad stomach week, and I like think I sharted. Like I took off my pants later, and I didn't realize. So I hope he didn't like smell any shit. Like I sharted, and you know what?
What did he do?
Oh, he fell in love. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing that guys like more than that. Honestly, there's some guys who I don't love bathroom humor either, but if you're really honest with them, sometimes they really love it.
It's funny because there are some guys who are like, they understand. I think it's if you have like a sister, like they understand like girls like fart and poop and all those things. But if they
Right.
don't have a sister, it's like jail. Like,
Right.
it's disgusting.
Oh, I know guys
Wow.
with sisters
I
who
don't-
still don't know how like a period works.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Very
don't-
open household.
I don't think, yeah, we are a very open household.
Do you have a brother?
I have a brother.
Right. We talked
And
about
he knows it all. Like I would like to think, he doesn't listen to this anyway, but I would like to think that I have shaped him.
I'm sure you
Well, you
have.
did help him with all the between the two of us, all the girly stuff.
Yeah, like birthday gifts, like when girls are upset, like conversations. Like I'm flattered my brother comes to me a lot of those things, but like also with like periods and like the way girls talk. I get it. Like I'm a little excessive sometimes, but like I really think that I had a part
You
in
did.
him.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But like, I don't think I would be comfortable telling a guy. And I'm a very open person. Like, if I was something on my mind, I'm saying it. I don't think I could get myself to say I shit myself on a date.
you just one day you will.
Yeah,
And that's how you know. That's how you'll know it's the one.
well, you're not with this guy anymore.
I know.
What happened to him?
I don't know. We
Yeah.
just kind of like lost touch. It was nice. I should text him.
Yeah.
don't
Watch, you
know.
guys are gonna rekindle after
It
this.
was nice.
Yeah.
He ran a lot.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah, that's why he's a part of the run clubs
Yeah,
now.
kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I'm looking at my clock. We're almost at time.
So you put a lot out there. Is there anything the world doesn't know about you?
Oh yeah.
oh, let's hear it.
Oh my God. Where should we even begin? I think that like have you ever seen Girls?
Like a little bit.
Okay, shit. There's this quote from Girls that's really depressing,
Okay.
but I kind of get it.
okay.
She encounters a girl from her past that she used to really, the lead character, she used to really respect this girl and kind of hate her because she had reached all these, like, she had become a little bit famous, like,
Yeah.
a famous writer. She was like, ugh, like, how I just imagine you, like, waking up every day on a cloud and, like, you just get to live the most amazing life. And the girl goes, you know, this person is like a monster that I have to feed. And, like, it's not me anymore. It's completely departed from me. It's like
Wait,
people just,
that's
like,
so sad.
that's not really how I feel, but it's like to a certain degree, it's like it is like a character. Like this
Yeah.
is like a separate person. The person that's online is like, now it's my job.
yeah.
It's no longer a hobby. She's a totally different person. Now she has an audience of 1 million people. She has lore.
Yeah, that's
That's
actually insane.
like she has
When did
like
you
a
hit
whole
1 million?
backstory. The first year that I was here. Within the first 6 months that I was in New York. Because
But
I remember I
that
was in a different
Did
Wait,
you
isn't
start
that
your content?
crazy?
Yeah, it's insane.
I started in summer of
but did
so
you
the-
start with your what I don't like content?
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah.
I want to get into that in a second.
But yeah, it's just like of course there's stuff people don't know about me because you build this whole character. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's like, I really related to that scene. I wasn't as sad, but
Yeah.
it's like, she's explaining that it's like, oh, you look at it from the outside and it's like, that must be so fun living your life and like making a living by being yourself and you have some
Right.
notoriety. But it's like, no, it's kind of you know, the girl's like, I Google myself 10 times a day and I'm like kind of obsessed with this image of this
Right.
person who's not even me anymore. I get that. Like it is kind
Are
of
you
like
maybe
that.
a little bit more chill than you bring? Not, I mean, you're chill with like when it comes to like your perspective on things, but like energy wise, are you maybe a little more laid back than people perceive?
I mean, the whole thing, this thing isn't sustained unless I have ideas and I'm constantly doing fun things and creating. The last 6 months I was in that relationship, I was kind of like taking it as a rest time. I was like, oh, I'm not going on dates.
Yeah.
I'm just like kind of chilling. He doesn't really want to be featured on the TikTok, whatever. And
Yeah.
I don't blame him. So I'm just going to kind of not really talk about that. And I swear to God, I lost followers. I was like, my creativity just went down the
Right.
drain.
Yeah, but that's what we were saying.
have to
We
just-
need a vacation,
Right.
Because you need to like you're gonna burn out, and
Yeah.
also
Right.
just because you were in a relationship doesn't mean that you can't still talk about dating.
Sure, but it was
There's,
just
like, a
like
different
But that was a
channel.
big part of her.
it was a big part
Right.
of my content.
Right,
So like you
right.
just find yourself going in ruts and it's like, oh, there's like, I feel like it's like this monster that I have to feed. But there's also things that I have to remember, like I haven't told everybody about. Like there's things
Right.
that are very publicly part of the lore and things
Yeah.
that they have no idea about.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but there's a lot that they don't know. I babysit still
Really,
because I like it.
it's so cute.
See, you like kids.
I love kids. I just don't
Oh.
I babysit a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old a couple times a week sometimes. And I asked for my friend who's a full-time babysitter for like a connect because I was like, I don't have a schedule. I
Yeah.
don't do anything.
Okay,
all
that
day.
adds a structure.
I
for
need
sure.
something.
Uh-huh.
And now I do that sometimes. That's something people don't know. And I obviously don't post them on my TikTok.
Yeah, no.
But some girls have like stopped me in the street when I'm walking with a stroller, like a double-decker stroller.
Oh.
And they're
Probably
like,
"Are you kidding
are
me?"
you on TikTok? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, that's your full-time job. I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's a great income.
Yeah,
But I'm like babysitting.
yeah.
And they're like, do you have kids? I'm like, no, but aren't they so cute?
Yeah.
Like, don't you just want to sit with them at the park? They're
It's
so
so
adorable.
funny.
So I love them. One
That
of them just
family's
turned
lucky to
5.
have you.
Yeah, you're probably a sick babysitter.
I love them. I
love
love
that.
them.
But you must be so tired. Like, 'cause you're
I'm gonna do this. She's
yeah,
like,
like, you have so much going on now.
Oh my
Like,
God, I'm just
you're so
busy.
tired. But you do. You have so much going on. I could see your mind is just always
There's-
going.
I think I'm not maybe I'm good at putting on I'm so used to wanting to convince people I've got stuff going on. Like I want people to think that I am really busy.
Yeah.
But no, like I feel that a goal for this coming year is gonna have to be like filling my days with more stuff, starting new projects that
Yeah.
aren't TikTok. Like it's very
also
it's
maybe
become
like
clear
more
to
brand
me.
partnerships. Like
Exactly.
you can do so much with that.
Yeah. It's just become clear to me that like TikTok, I'm ready to expand out
Yeah.
of this. Like it's not motivating me solely. just
Well, I'm
'cause
a
I like
creative
it.
strategist, so if you need help, we can turn this
That'd be
into a
great.
business meeting later.
Yeah, totally.
I think we're running out of time in a second, but I wanted to go back to how you started on TikTok with your things I don't like
Right.
series, let's call it for lack of better words.
Sure.
So for like a fun, playful moment, like what would you say are like 3 things that are very common but that you just don't like, that a lot of people do like,
Oh my
that
God.
you posted about? Like you had one. You said one before today.
No, things that I don't like.
Things you don't like.
I don't like when people drive slow in the left lane.
Okay.
But I go crazy.
Yeah, you have major road rage that you need therapy for.
I'm trying to think of things people don't like. Or do
People
like.
do like that you don't like.
I hate Aubrey Plaza. I hate her.
Okay, I don't even think
I'm
that
sure
like.
she's a lovely person. I don't hate her, but I hate her brand.
And your things are so niche too.
Yeah, I'm just like,
like
I'm
that
sorry.
in the left lane, like common.
Right.
And
Right,
I'm
right.
sure there are people who don't like my whole shtick. They're like, oh, what? So like a Jewish girl complaining, how original. Like, I get it. But also I see her and I'm like, ugh, what? You're like a weird, creepy deadpan girl. Okay. Like it's not my type of humor. Like I don't care about that. I
I'm trying to think of anything I don't like that people really do like.
don't like muscles on men. Like I don't really like a really carved out. I hate
Oh.
Barry. What's his name? Barry, the salt.
Oh, Barry
burn.
Regan?
Barry Kogan
Ray
or whatever.
Kogan, the actor.
He is very frightening to me. in the face.
He was dating Sabrina Carpenter, which was like really adorable in my eyes. But it
adorable. I'm
Yeah,
sure
they're like
they're
little
lovely.
pipsqueals.
Oh, I wish nothing but the best.
Yeah.
I just don't really get the appeal of like, oh, he's so sexy.
Well, it's like they're saying the new trend of men is called like rat. What is it? Rats, not rats.
Yeah, and it's like, okay,
it's
What
like
kind of trend is that?
it's like girls are and celeb like females are very into men who are just like skinny like rat looking men.
Ugh.
it's so
Girls
stupid
are
to
desperate
me.
these days.
It's so stupid because like we create
They'll
all
take
these
anything.
ways.
Yeah, literally like give me a
It's
rat.
ridiculous. No, we create all these ways for guys to be like unconventionally attractive.
No, it's so
Whereas like
true.
if we're not Sydney Sweeney, we're fugly. Like that's what they
It's
see.
so true.
There's not guys going around like, yeah, I'm really into like rat girls these days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Girls who don't shower, like that's my thing. Like
Harry
mom
Allen.
bod. I love
Yeah.
a mom bod. Whereas girls are like jumping through hoops to
Mom
be like,
bod.
he's hot in a rat way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, we don't create
His
anything
dad
like
bod
that.
really got to me.
What happened to being ugly? There's
Yeah.
men who are ugly. There's men who aren't. Like whatever. But my
Period.
type of men, I think I like an unconventional type of guy, which is I
Which
like
is?
kind of run the gamut, but it's never like a Zac Efron type. I
Oh.
really don't like a or like an Austin Butler. I prefer
Ugh.
You don't like a
a
pretty
real
boy.
no.
Not a
I
pretty
don't like
boy.
a pretty boy.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
a little pudgy. Like not. I don't like guys who seem like they've focused too much time on the gym.
Okay. Valid.
Yeah,
Valid.
Like I need like a
That's a hot take.
yeah.
Not even though. Like
My
dad
biggest
bods are-
celebrity crushes are Little Dicky. I've told you about. I
Yeah.
really run the gamut.
Little Dickie's.
I like a big body,
Fugly.
like a dad bod type body. Have you seen the movie Us?
No, I'm so bad.
You know
with
the
Yeah,
dad
movies.
in Us?
No, I'm so bad with movies. We'll
No,
look it
but we'll
up.
Google it
Oh,
later.
yeah, she doesn't even know what she ate for breakfast this
Yeah,
morning.
no,
like
but I
she's
do.
Black Panther 2.
Like
his
it
body.
could take me 45 minutes to find a movie to watch, and then
Okay.
I watch it for 15 minutes, and I'm like, I think I saw it already.
yeah.
And I always ask you.
You're a doll. I always like to end with just like a piece of advice that you've received, given that you want to share when it comes to kind of dating and relationships.
Oh.
Like whether it's helped you or you could help someone else.
I think I've said this on podcasts before, but I always say like get a life.
Oh.
Like that's my advice to
Good
girls.
shit,
Like
yeah.
seriously get a life. Like you can't if you have a life, there's nothing more fulfilling and attractive
Mm.
than that. Like
I
you need
agree.
to focus on your own life. I know
True.
boys are so fun. We're all guilty of it, like getting a little too caught up, whatever,
I like
basing your life
boys.
around them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
I like
There's-
men.
yeah.
Period.
period. But like, there's nothing more attractive to them than a girl who has her own friends, her own hobbies, her own
Yeah.
career.
It's so true.
You will be happier if you like yourself alone and then let the guy enrich your life rather
Yeah.
than like becoming the wife. You know what
We
I mean?
always say that.
We always say
Oh,
that.
you
It's
literally
true.
took the words out of our mouth.
right?
Excellent. It's good.
You have to love
advice.
yourself.
You have to.
before someone else could love you.
Who's gonna love you, bitch?
No,
Go love
literally. Oh my
yourself.
God, you're amazing. You're so wise. I feel like I need to like take a
Wise
nap now.
beyond your years.
No, truly. 25, you're more like 85.
Guys, stop it. I haven't gotten Botox in a minute.
No, like
That's why.
oh, you get Botox?
No, I actually haven't, but I really
Oh.
want to. I get lip filler, but I
No,
haven't.
you
done
don't.
Yeah,
need
yeah.
You don't.
One day I'll get like the baby Botox eventually.
Baby Botox, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. We'll
Yeah.
discuss. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, you.
Where could people find you? What are your handles? All those fun things.
My name is Talia Lichtstein on everything.
On everything.
And
And
that's
follow her
it.
if you want to laugh.
Yeah, that's
Because you're
me.
guaranteed to laugh.
Yeah, if you want to laugh, people.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Like, subscribe, English Danny, and all those fun things. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.